So one of the most common questions that comes up that I see is, how do we get images with text on them that's spelled right, that looks right, and everything else? And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you exactly how I go ahead and do this. So we're going to start. This is a book cover that I created this week for an updated lead magnet that I'm giving out. For those of you who may not be familiar, lead magnets, just something of value that you give in exchange for an email. And I have an entire book workflow of how to use AI to write your next book, and it's an entire workflow. No, it's not. If you're curious, it's not just a single prompt. It doesn't work that way. This is multiple pages, multiple steps, multiple prompts with multiple AI engines. But that's a separate issue. I'll put a link to that down below. If you're interested, you can download it totally for free. But I wanted to create a new cover for this, and obviously I wanted it to look like a book cover and all that. And so what I did, this is the ultimate image that I came up with. We'll try to zoom in here just a little bit so you can see that without going too far in. There we go. So this is the image I came up with, and I've had a ton of questions already. Jonathan, how did you get text to appear on there the right way? So I'm going to walk you through. You'll notice at the moment I'm in Canva. Now you could use different applications, but the simple answer is I created this background graphic in Midjourney, then I pulled that into Canva, and I added my text in here. And I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. Why, you may ask? Why not just tell ChatGPT or whatever program you're using, in that case, my case, Midjourney, why not just tell it what text to put on? Well, because it probably won't work. It won't give it to either one where you want that text, or two, it's likely going to misspell. Now, the AI image models are getting better at this, but they're still, well, candidly, they still suck. They're not very good at it. They don't spell well, they don't put things right, and you're going to spend far more time trying to get it to put the text where you want it on an image in AI than if you just create the background image in AI and then pull it into Canva. You could use Photoshop, Illustrator, tons of different applications to do that. So let's start off. Here's my initial document. So this is where we started. I just created an 8.5 by 11 because this is going to be an ebook that I give away. And I brought in this image that I created in Midjourney and set it as the background. So far, so good. Simple, right? But this doesn't do much. Obviously, as a book cover, I need to put some text on top of that. So the next thing I did, and I'll show you here in the next slide, is I went ahead and I added text to this. Now, I decided what the text was. I decided the size, and you'll see in this case, I've actually got 3 or 4 text blocks. So here's the first one. If you're familiar with Canva, this will all look familiar. There's the next, then I have with AI, and then I actually added at the bottom a small bit as well. I'll zoom in here so you can see that here. We zoom in. I wanted to be very candid about the fact that this, what I created, I was doing with AI. So I talked about being in a collaborative, let's see, what did I say? A collaborative workflow created by Whitebeard Strategies, that's my company, and multiple AI models. You may go, Jonathan, why did you say that? Well, I want everybody to know I'm using AI. I'm proud of the fact that we're using AI to do this, and I want to share that with people. I'm not trying to hide that whatsoever. So that was step 2. Again, step 1, the image. Step 2, put my text in place. I got it, looks good, but I needed just a little bit more. And in this particular case, this is actually the 3rd version of this guide that I've put out. We just updated it literally this week, and we wanted to make sure that was, so what I do, I wanted to add a newly updated. And so I just added a little bit of a banner text there, newly updated, moved things around just a little bit, and this ended up being my final image. Now, I was really happy with the way this turned out, but I wanted to go one step further, and this is one of the other really cool features of Canva if you're into that. There are other tools that do it as well, but I wanted to create a mock-up of the book that I could use. So I can use this as a cover, but if you just see that on social media or whatever, you may not go, well, that's a book. You may not know what it is. So what did I do? I used their product markup feature, or I'm sorry, mock-up feature to add this onto a book and make it look very clearly like a book cover. I did all this within Canva. It's super easy. You just go over into the apps section. I am on a pro subscription. You may need that in order to do this last step. You don't need it to do the other stuff I did, but you may need it for this step. And I went into product mockups, found a book, and I literally then put that graphic on the cover, as you can see, and made it fit. And this way I've got a great graphic that I can use when I'm promoting this book. So if you want to know how do you create images and put text on it, well, don't just trust AI. Create that background image. Use AI tools like Midjourney. That's my favorite. You can use Dolly. You can use Leonardo. There's tons of others. And then put your text on it in a tool like Canva. It works great, you'll get what you want, and you'll spend a lot less time doing it this way than if you try to continue prompting those AI image generation models to put the text where you want it and get it spelled right. Hope this has been helpful. Make it a great day, everybody.